Hey, what's up, friends? How's it going? Welcome to another episode of To My Friends. Today was a challenge. It was a real challenge today. And I could have handled it better, but I could have handled it much worse. And so I'm really proud of myself how I handled it. Truly. And I think it's a compilation of like the same theme throughout this week. So I do have topics lined up. Some aren't pertaining to this overarching theme that has simmered upwardly in my blood. Because there's like simmering, like whenever you hear so drunk, or whenever you hear someone say just simmering. Whenever you hear someone say simmering, though, it's usually like simmering down, like simmer down, kid. You better simmer down. My great grandma would always say simmer down if I was getting too rowdy and obnoxious, singing opera too loudly when everyone else was gone. Because she couldn't really hear that well, so I couldn't imagine that being loud would really be too loud for her. So I'd just be like, I would do it so much louder, but I have neighbors sleeping downstairs probably. And every byway. That's the song I was singing. I was like, what song did I just hum? I did it my way. So yeah, I got some things made my blood boil this week, but also some things made me laugh this week. So I'd like to share with you the good things about it, about everything, because there's good in everything, right? There might be just a speck of it, but there's good. There's good in everything, right? There's some good in there. Some good in there. If you really look for it, it might be indirect. It's most likely indirect in the worst case scenarios. I don't know how there'd be a direct good thing that would happen from a very terrible tragedy. I don't know if there's, other than learning from that. I think that's the only good thing, is learning. So anyways, let's go through the week, shall we? Shall we keep you up to speed on what's going on in your friend Zach's life here? Let me know what you guys are up to in the comments. This is a FriendZ podcast, so let me know what you guys' week's up to. If you guys have any things you want to vent, things like that. This is just kind of you getting to know me, so let me get to know you. Who's watching? Who are my friends here, you know? So yeah, I went to a Brewers game yesterday. And I had to ask to get off of work for that. And I texted a coworker of mine if she could take off or, swap days with me. And I said it was this Sunday, and she said, no, I'm busy Saturday. But like, it was a really short text that I sent, right? So read the text that I sent, right? I'm just trying to get this figured out in advance. And that's kind of the overarching theme. I like an advanced notice. I like to know that things are going to happen as soon as I can be aware of them. Because then I can prepare to overthink and think accordingly, plan accordingly, right? Because I don't like last minute anything unless it's my time, only my time that I'm dealing with. Then I don't mind a last minute. I don't mind a last minute trip to 6 hours away to stay in a hotel in the outskirts of Des Moines, Iowa, or something like that. I don't mind just getting away if I really need to get away. All right. So I don't mind that. I don't like having to do that, but I don't mind being spontaneous. I don't mind moving to Los Angeles, not knowing anyone there. I don't mind that. That's fun to me. That's fun. But I did get off, figured it out. That was a boring story, but it sets the mood, right? It sets the mood. It sets the tone for just communicate better, right? And so I know how to deal with the day. I just need to know how to deal with a day. And I know life happens. That's cool. That's cool. It's just the little things that build up, and that's fine. And it can build up, and I have my ways of releasing healthily until there's one that hits too close to literal home. Okay, so foreshadowing. There's going to be a lot of buildup, and hopefully there's going to be some release in here. I don't mean for this whole podcast to be a ramp up, an event into something negative. No, I'm just trying to keep you up to speed here with what's going on, because some people, you might think that they know what you're thinking, but they don't really know what you're thinking until you say what you're thinking a lot of the time. So it's just, so I'm gonna be generous with you here and talk about it. I don't know, dude. I don't really know. But I do know that I have things to talk about and things to say to my friends here. So, I am grateful. I am grateful that I don't have parents like the parents of the neighbors that I saw on last Monday. It's Monday today. I couldn't record yesterday, so I had to record today. But that doesn't matter. I'm just going through thoughts. So last Monday, I spent time with my little cousin. We're playing out on the trampoline. The neighbor kids came over and asked if they could play. And I was like, no, it's okay. I'm just, it's just going to be family time here for today. But you can go tell your parents that another day would be fine, I'm sure, if you wanted to hang out. And they were like too young to even understand my logic. So I was just like, they were just staring at me like, thinking they could still get on the trampoline and play or something. And I'm like, no. So why don't you just go home, and then you can just tell your parents that you can come back another day. And eventually they got it, but they were just like a deer in headlights for a little bit. I don't know I've never had to deal with that situation before. So I'm like, hopefully I was delicate enough with them. I think I was. But and then they went back home, and then I wish that they would have stayed based on how their parents were. Like, they were screaming and yelling at each other and at the kids, I'm pretty sure. Kids were crying. They were just like out playing in a little like pool or whatever thing. And the dad or whatever was like getting out of his car and started yelling at them for apparently no reason, it seemed like. And then the mom comes out, and then they're arguing, and it was chaos, dude, for like 5 minutes at least. And so I'm really grateful I didn't have parents like that. And I feel really terrible for those poor kids, man. Oh man, that's traumatizing, dude. That's traumatizing. My little cousin was like, should we call the cops? I'm like, I don't know. I wasn't that I wasn't that reactive, but in my head, I'm like, oh, I don't know. Maybe. I really don't know. Like that sounds really violent. But all I did say was like, I don't know. That does sound really violent, doesn't it? Like really calmly. I wish I could have been better for that. I didn't know how to handle that. And hopefully I was provided a safe space for her. My little cousin's only like 8, I think. She's going to be 9. But, yeah. Anyways, we just went inside after that and she started watching this like gymnast show with like kids on there performing like different gymnast routines and stuff. And then her dad finally got home and I told him about the neighbors over there and he was like, yeah, that happens all the time. I'm like, wow, those kids are going to be consistently messed up, dude. That's so crazy sad, dude. So anyway, that was Monday. And then Tuesday I went to, had work and then I went to open mic for music and comedy. I didn't perform there. I just went to scope it out, get a feel for it. Maybe eventually I'll do it. There's another one tomorrow night. I could go up, test some stuff out. But yeah, I went from laughing. I mean, there were some good comics. So I did laugh. There were a few that did not get as many laughs, but that's just how comedy goes. And you know, gotta respect them if they're trying their earnestly, their honest hardest, whatever. But Tuesday then I went on TikTok after that, TikTok live to see what's up with the crew. Play some music, hang out. But when I went on TikTok, apparently my algorithm doesn't know me yet because I don't scroll on there. I literally only go live. It just showed me probably what most of the world is, what it assumes I should be watching based on what the most of the world is watching or whatever. And of course it shows missiles in the sky and cities getting exploded and from a first person point of view. So that was absolutely harrowing, I think is the word. Let's see what harrowing means. I've heard it, just learned it. So let's see if we learned that one right. Harrowing definition and extremely distressing, painful, or upsetting. So yes, indeed it was harrowing. And I cried a little bit and then I distracted myself from it because there is nothing I can do. I must shut out all of my emotions and become a robot at that point because there is nothing I can do. So anyways, Wednesday came and I was late for work because I got a good night's sleep, I think. And this is the thing, like when I'm when I'm late for something and high, I might tell you something like, oh, I'm sorry, I lost track of time. I'll see you in a bit. Something like that. If I tell you something like that and I'm high, and you know I'm high, don't ask me how long do you think it'll take, because I won't know, because I didn't know before how long I was taking to do the thing, because I had lost track of time. I am high. Time does not exist if I don't really need it to, which is, it's been most of the time of my life, even when you might think that I'd be in a hurry, like to go to work or something. It's not life or death. It'll be okay if I'm late. And if they fire me for being late, one time, like significantly late, like more than 5 minutes late. Like if I'm late, I'm like rarely more than 5 minutes late unless I've called ahead and like really said like, yo, some shit's up. In that case, I've been like 30 minutes late before. But I've also worked it out where I could do that and then work a little bit more later, something like that, or skip a lunch, which I've done. So it's fine. I'm ethical about it. But I took an edible, and then I had forgotten I'd taken the edible as I was getting ready for work, and then I was in the shower, and I was just like, "Oh yeah." I literally audibly said, "Oh yeah," as I was feeling serene happiness. Because I remembered I took an edible, I was like, oh yeah, happiness exists. Oh yeah, peace and calm and happiness exists. And I'm feeling it now. All of the worries of yesterday, I almost said yesteryear, to be all whimsical and shit. I'm pretty forgetful, so I had to write things down. A lot of things happen in my life that are worth mentioning to like friends. But my friends are busy, man. We're all adults. We're all 28 and 29. Well, I'm the oldest of my friends. I'm going to be 29 in Saturday days. So everyone else is 28. Just trying to figure out some way to work in there that it's my birthday Saturday. Say happy birthday to me. Please don't, though. Actually, like, don't just say happy birthday if you don't really care. I'll be fine. You know what I want for my birthday is to do is to have nothing on my schedule, no plans for anyone inspecting my apartment within 4 hours notice. Nothing within nothing happening, and I don't want to have to respond to any texts. I don't want to feel obligated to respond to any texts. So it's okay if I don't respond to your happy birthday text or message for a year. Don't be offended. It's because I just don't want to feel obligated to, or ever, if I don't respond ever. Anyways, I checked my DMs the other day and I saw it said, if you get randomly blocked, it's because my baby daddy agreed to go to therapy, LOL, not personal, with hand hearts. So I saw that. So I saw that in my DMs. And so I just said LOL, something like that. And then she said, why'd you say haha? Oh, I said haha, apparently. With an emoji, I'm pretty sure. Because it was funny. I thought it was really funny. And she said, why'd you say haha? And so I'm like, because it was funny, right? Does she not understand how that's funny? So it was funny. And I had to explain it, but maybe she didn't think it was like, that's funny, right? I mean, she even LOL'd at it. Not personal. And then I don't know. I thought it was funny, and I don't remember why I thought it was so funny, but it wasn't that funny, but it was just like, LOL. I mean, you already said, you're gaslighting me, dude. Yes, maybe you should be in therapy. Yeah, I figured that out. She should be in therapy. It's low-key, she's going to go to therapy too. I'm just kidding. If you're watching this, if you haven't blocked me yet, I don't know. Everyone needs therapy though, for real. So, yeah. At work that day, I had quite a time with this customer trying to understand what she was saying, because she changed her mind a lot and she had to complicated situation, and I was just already like gonzo in my mind, just chilling. It was a slow day, and I was just super tired. Did not get a good night of sleep that night, and I was going to get food. And when I'm hungry, I get so primal. If I let myself get too hungry, there was a thought in my brain. There was a van. First of all, I want to see over a car when I'm behind it. If I'm in a car and there's a car ahead of me and it's packed traffic, you don't really have an option to hang back a little bit more, because then people are just going to cut you off and you're going to be behind another person, like super too close. So you just kind of have to be packed. That's such bullshit, dude. So I'd like to be able to see over the car ahead of me, because if that car has to come to an abrupt stop, I want to know. I want to know before the car has to. I want to know in advance if that car is going to need to stop. So I need to see ahead of that car, because sometimes cars don't stop until the very last second, and then that makes me have to stop at the very last second, which makes me get anxious that someone's going to ram through my backside, which has happened. And it's happened while I was in a car. No, but I mean, it has only happened when I've been in a car. I just made a joke there. Anyways, that same car that's ahead of you the whole time, and it's just abruptly stopping, and you can't just chill out. You kind of have to hang back a little bit, but you can't just chill out and hang back because, like I said before, so that car went into the place, or it took a right to go not to go into the restaurant that I wanted to go to for food, but I thought it might, and I was thinking in my head, if you're going to that restaurant that I'm going to kill you. And it was because they were going slow, and because they were abruptly stopping even when going slow. You're already going slow, ease onto the brakes and stop more gradually. And start stopping earlier so it's not abrupt. And don't go into the place where I will be going to get my meal, because I'm really hungry and I'm getting primal. I'm working on that. But sometimes when work happens and you work for multiple hours, but you don't get a break because it's not quite enough hours to have time to eat, and you can't have a full meal, then it becomes a struggle. It's like, it's just it becomes a struggle, and I get primal, and then I wish for people to be dead, but I don't really mean it. I just want them to be away from me. I'm gonna, if there would be a thing where I could snap and they would be home sleeping really comfortable, maybe they're doing their favorite thing. If I could snap them into doing their favorite thing ever, other than getting food at where I'm going to get my food at a restaurant, I would snap and wish that they were there, not dead. Have the best vacation of your life when I snap. And when I unsnap, you can go to the restaurant that I was going to go to. Oh, man. Because it bothers me sometimes when people are like, oh, you know what I would do? I would end them. But if you really hate someone, you'd want them to torture in the most fucked up way, dude. Like, if you really hate someone, like take the evilest person, the most evil, vilest person in the world who has no chances of redemption, 0 chances of redemption. They're stuck in their ways. They will not change. What you wouldn't want that person to die. You would want that person for sure not be able to hurt anyone or affect anyone ever anymore. And you would want them to suffer because they've had it their way, in the worst way, for too long. And it doesn't matter how long. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Just say different things other than I'm gonna unalive you or whatever. Be like, I'm gonna, because you're not gonna, first of all. I'm going to just start, next time someone pisses me off, they go to the restaurant, or I don't know. Next time something happens, I'm going to think in my head, I'm going to wish that person is away having the best vacation of their life right now. Hey man, why'd you cut me off? I hope when I snap my fingers, you are in the most blissful vacation of your life, as far away as possible from me, until I snap my fingers again. Ah, shoot, man. And then just leave. Because there's nothing you can do. You've expressed what you really need is space from them. So, that was Wednesday. Thursday. My grandpa let me know actually ahead of time, a few days, I think in advance, that he wanted me to pick him up from a surgery, center. I don't know if it was a surgery or just shots that he had in his back or whatever. I don't know. Which reminds me, I've been working on my back. Sometimes I actually feel like, you know how they say you are what you eat? I eat so much chicken. Sometimes I actually feel like a chicken. Like sometimes when I'm trying to focus on something in the distance, I'll go like I'll move my head this is the second time I've mentioned a gyroscope, but it's really like isn't their body like a gyroscope where if you move them, like they stay locked in? And that got done, his surgery got done 45 minutes early, which was halfway through my workout. And that bothered me really very much. But I love my grandpa. So, and the edible was starting to kick in. So it was all good. It was all good, man. I got to pick him up and drive him home. And we had a conversation about just random small talk, and I was fine. Oh yeah, let's bless your day with this guy, dude. After I dropped him off at home, there was this guy, I was getting into my car, and there's this guy rolling by on his electric skateboard. And he looked at me and was like smiling and kind of like gave me a nod. And I was like, this guy is too happy. Where does he find that? How is he so happy? What is he on? I want it. And I was driving back, and I took a turn, and he's like on this road that I'm going down to. And he's just here. He's just in the middle of the road being a goofus. What is this guy? Dude. What is he? I was driving, look at him trying to gain so much speed, isn't getting it. I mean, he was just being a kid, dude. And I was like, heck yeah, kid. You do you, man. That's awesome. And then he whips around and starts going the other way, and I get a look at his face better, and he's like in his late 30s maybe. Like he's an older kid, like probably older than me. I look like I'm probably in my late 30s, whatever. I realized that, but like I mean, when do you start getting wrinkles anyway? Like in 40s? I don't even know, dude. But dude was just living it up. I wonder if he was going through a midlife crisis and just on the upside of it. Maybe. Hopefully only a quarter life crisis. Hopefully he lives past 76. That'd be double his midlife if he's 38. I mean, let me actually double his midlife if he is 38. So yeah, on Thursday night, here's the thing that starts the give me a better advance, right? But I know life happens. And so it was all good. I set my boundaries well with the following. I was asked to work an extra 2 hours on Friday night, on Thursday night. On top of an already 8-hour shift. I was asked along with the same person who said she was busy on Saturday when I was asking for Sunday. To which she also said, "Oh, I'm busy that day too." That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. But in this thread where I'm asked to work an extra 2 hours, she says, "I'm busy, can't do it," in a very short way. And then me, I have to give a paragraph because I want people to understand me better. Because communication is key. And I just want you to know that I care to communicate with you. If I care to communicate with you, if I care to really communicate my thoughts and feelings with you, I care to preserve our relationship. I care to preserve it, not the opposite. If I don't talk to you, it could mean that I am just out of sight, out of mind, because that's very me too. Or it could mean that I don't care to build a relationship with you, to have a good relationship with you. It doesn't matter to me. More likely than not, it's out of sight, out of mind. But anyways, I sent a paragraph explaining how I need to feel like there's, like I don't, like what I said about no obligation, about I need to feel that I don't have an obligation to say yes in order to say yes. Basically said that in a paragraph, acknowledging everything that she said, in order to get me to work. Like I think she's manipulating me to make me work and take the extra 2 hours. But she's not. She's just explaining the situation, which I appreciated. So anyways, I lost the pick that I was fiddling with, and I need something to fiddle with. So here we go. Let's find it real quick. It's crazy how you can drop a pick, have it in your sights, and then it can just disappear. But I got it. So that was good. But I was boiling that night, and then I asked ChatGPT what I should do to send a reply back, and it helped me figure out something that was me, and it was good. It was all good. All right. All right. And I think the origin of this no obligation stuff came from my great grandma always telling me to brush my teeth first thing in the morning before I even woke up, really, before I even ate breakfast. who brushes their teeth before they eat breakfast? Psychos. 1, 2, 3, and psychos do, right? So I'm not a psycho completely. So I have breakfast first and then I brush my teeth. But my great grandma was adamant about brushing my teeth. So, I mean, but she has a point. Going to the dentist really sucks. She just probably had so much stuff done with her teeth and stuff. She's like, you better brush your teeth. Brush your teeth. As she's with 4 teeth in her mouth and the rest are fake ones or whatever. Oh, oh man. So that's how I think that's the origin of no obligation is that. And then I just had too many parents telling me what to do all the time. Like, I'd be fine if they didn't tell me to not to or to do certain things. I'd be fine. I think it's more so like on a reflection of them, and I feel that it might come from a reflection of on them, like how I would behave. They must be these kind of parents based on how I behave, kind of that thing. I feel like they had a lot of that. How we appear as a unit to other family units, comparing in society, which isn't always bad. That's good. It's good to stay in the norms, but also to, bend the norms if it's okay and doesn't hurt anyone and it's fine and it's, whatever. Could have been navigated a little bit more nuancedly, but more in depth, more with communication. But we are all learning. And man, dude, I just have a different breaking point. And if I break easier because I don't know things ahead of time, because it takes me so much energy out of my energy savings account to mask or whatever they call it, or just behave, to act like everything's fine when it's not really inside. It takes a lot of energy to do that. So I think it's just, it really just boils down to communicating that your honest truth and protecting your energy. That's all you can do, because that's the best thing you can do for everyone around you. If you protect your energy, you can protect energy. Good energy. Why would you protect bad energy? Your bad energy is something that's trying to protect something good that you're not going to let anyone get to. Because maybe someone's gotten there in the past and it's hurt you really bad. Not saying that this has happened to me or anything, but maybe you set, if you can protect your energy and you can grow your energy to be something good, and you can protect that much good energy, you're doing something good for other people around you. So you just got to really grow yourself inside and then be a really good person on the outside from the core out, not fake and then hate yourself and then lose growth points with yourself. You don't want to do that. So you got to protect your energy, man. And you got to set your boundaries. And if you have weaker boundaries, if you have, smaller boundaries like me, I'm a sensitive person, apparently. Apparently, I'm really fucking sensitive. Apparently, I'm super duper fucking sensitive. But sometimes I'm insensitive, I guess, but not really. It's just I'm sensitive about something else. Really sensitive about something else. So, yeah, I'm discovering that. I'm discovering how to navigate that. So I'm doing my best, man. I think this is the second time I've been trying to convince myself that I'm trying to become a better person on this podcast. I'm two for 3 here now. Maybe I said it in the first one. So yeah, I made a point here that if you're growing even just a little thanks to someone else and their growth is hindered by a relationship with you, they should leave. Even if it's serving your energy just a little, because they have to protect their energy, and if their energy comes down and yours is going up a little bit, it's not making a difference, and they're losing. Okay, so find someone else to grow with where it also serves them. No one needs to be dying for a relationship to survive. So those of you in a toxic relationship right now, hate to use the word toxic, it's so overused. What does it mean? And I always think of poison, like food coloring. I always think of food coloring poison, red 9 or whatever it is, red 41, fucking, burgundy orange 43. I don't know, whatever colors. And if you're in a grapevine juice 97 kind of a toxic relationship, then this is your sign to get out of it. You need to protect your energy, man. Oh man. So then what did I do even? Friday and Saturday were just work days, long work days. Sunday. Sunday. Sunday, which was yesterday, was the Brewers game. I still woke up. So I asked my grandpa, like, what time I should be to his place. What time should I be to your place so that we can go to my aunt's place an hour and a half away, a little over an hour, like an hour and 15 minutes. It's like very reliable. I can get there in an hour and 9 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes. It's very accurate because it's just the highway the whole time. What time should I get to your place to get to there, to get to the Brewer game? That's too many places to go, but I'm carpooling to save money on gas, to help my family ultimately, so that they don't have to give me money for gas because I can't afford gas and a car payment and whatever else I'm paying for, food, with the jobs that I have currently. The plural jobs I have currently that I'm trying to get more hours at, but also protect my peace and energy with. So anxiety. So that's anxiety that I was feeling, and I'm trying to get better at naming my emotions. And speaking of that, I was watching a podcast where it was it was said that, like, this idea that you have to say what's stressing you out so it doesn't grow and make things worse. And I was like really feeling that. This whole thing is honestly a story. This whole Sunday thing is just a story that leads up to the stress of today. So first of all, I go out onto my deck. This is just kind of a short side story. I went out on my deck to get like my morning sun or whatever, and I saw this little bumblebee pass me. It's cute and fuzzy, and it landed on this bucket of really, really dirty water. But I didn't notice the dirty water. I just noticed the cute bumblebee. So I took a little video of it, watched the video of it, noticed the dirty water, and noticed things swimming up from the bottom of the dirty water. Sorry, I just had to had to cringe a little bit because of how disgusting that was. And so I dumped that out immediately over the side. It smelled like my great grandma's old portable poop bucket. You know, when she used to take them sloshy, non-solid ones, like rotten leaves and shit, literally. So that was disgusting. Anyways, that started my morning on Sunday yesterday, and then I took an edible because it's gonna be a long day, but I only took half as much, and my grandpa hates being late for things. He's the kind of person to be very early for things, like, so he's like, he likes to be early for being early because they changed the time and we didn't even end up leaving right away when we got to my aunt's. It's just so much stress building up from me thinking I'm going to be late, meaning his blood is going to be boiling and my energy is going to be simmering upward because of how he is. And it scared me dearly as a child, and the edible is kicking in. And I'm in my car with my grandma too, while and she's like, we go to fill up on gas, and I wanted to talk to my grandma and let her know how I was feeling, because I was remembering the episode that I was watching of where it was like, you have to say what's stressing you out so it doesn't make things worse. So I was going to tell her that, but my grandma loves to talk and fill the silence wherever you would most want silence. And so she starts talking about the kinds of drinks that we can bring into the game. And I'm like, well, how about this? Oh, dude, my water bottle's right there. I was wondering where this was. Why would I put it over there? That's crazy. I brought a whole new water bottle because I lost my water bottle. I thought it was in my car, dude. Whatever, I have double water now. And I was like, can you bring this into the game? And she was like, oh, I don't know about that, but probably. And then I was like, well, I don't trust you, right? I was feeling a severe lack of trust because I don't know why. Other deeper issues probably. And I didn't believe her. But anyways, I went in and I got another drink that would for sure be like allowed. And I wanted to get like an alternative milk protein shake or whatever, which is hard to find, but Quick Trip used to have it and now they don't have it anymore. And my grandpa, I realized as I was going into the store, I told him, by the way, I was like, I'm going to go in and grab something real quick. He didn't say anything, just silent. So I just assume he's super boiling pissed that I'm late and that he's having to fill up and we're already late. And also, like, I go into the store and he's like, oh man, we just gotta go. He's thinking that. And I go into the store and dude, I thought it was gonna be quick, but I didn't know that it was remodeled completely on the inside from the last time I went in. I didn't know that there would be no drink of that sort at the Quick Trip in general. I didn't know it'd be packed. I didn't know there would be only one person working the cash register when it's packed. I didn't know there wouldn't be any self-serve checkouts. So I get back in the car and I'm trying to just listen to see if I can hear my grandpa's blood boiling. And of course, there's silence. So my grandma is like, oh, yes, those are the kind of drinks that you can bring in. And I can't describe to you how how much I'm boiling at this point, because it really, out of context, seems like I shouldn't be very upset, but I'm so concerned with how much my grandpa's boiling and how much he boils when he wants there to be silence and then someone else is talking. I'm just really locked in to his energy, and I couldn't get out of it. I couldn't get out of it for like the whole day. It was crazy. I took a little bit more gummies afterward, which kind of helped, and it made me calm. And then I was with the rest of the family, so that was fine. We went to the Brewer game. It was so hot, dude. It was like 100. It felt like 100. I think it said it felt like, the robot weather system said it felt like 100. But dude, I was going, we were at the game and there was this sign up on the big screen. I'll show it here. So this is our view. And then just, whoops, don't, you know, blasts, biggest blasts from Saturday's action. Yeah, so on Saturday, we had Francisco Alvarez from the New York Mets absolutely blast his load 452 feet, John. Can you fucking believe that shit? Number one. He was number one, had 452 feet on that blast radius on Saturday night's action, and boy, was she a baddie. She was quite the baddie, because that, I mean, that's a strong baddie, because that most other bats would break with a blast of that much power. But boy, did he just blast that ball. He just blasted that. He just blasted his nut. Just getting so direct with it now. But like, pick different words, right? Biggest blasts from Saturday's action. Say game. At least just say game. So, yeah. Then, so yeah. That was a long day. I stayed hydrated though. It was really hot. My grandpa loves to leave games really early. Ah, shit, I forgot to mention, when we were at Quick Trip, my grandpa barely ever goes to Quick Trip, by the way. He only goes there when he's really in a hurry, like when he really has to shit or we're late. And he didn't go inside, so he didn't have to shit. So we were just late. But also maybe he just goes there on that route. Anyways, that's how much I was overthinking, dude, that whole day. And I probably overthought still throughout this morning, as you'll find out, that I'll be telling you. And so it was really hot that day. So he hates staying. He would leave a game early, even if it's close, just to beat the traffic, and just because he wants to get in and get out. And the kids wanted to go run around the bases afterwards, so it was like another hour on top of that, like waiting and like being at the park. And he was just simmering, getting mad, like actually mad, like actually upset. And I was just like, I was upset that he was getting upset, and he probably thought I was upset about the same thing, so he probably thought that I was validating him being upset. But really, I'm just upset about him being upset about just this thing, man. We're in the shade. We got to be in the shade the whole game. Imagine them walking around the entire warning track of the field on the way outside of the field. First of all, imagine being the players who played a game for us for our entertainment out there. and we're just in the shade, and then our family is going down there. Our dear family is going down there, walking across the entire warning track in the sun. It's blasting heat down on this hot sand and field, over 100 degrees, and it takes them so long to go around the outside of the warning track. It takes way too long for them to go outside of the we were waiting for so long. It looked like the whole stadium just was directed to the outside of the track. It was just me and my grandpa watching the rest of the stadium walk around the warning track. It was taking forever. So I'll give him that. But but it's so hot, and they just wanted to run the bases. I mean, that'd be kind of cool to, like, as a kid, to like run the bases at a Major League Baseball stadium. That's like big. That's cool. But it was taking them, I kept track of it to try and make him laugh. I was like, yeah, it's taking them like 5 times as long to walk around the warning track than it is to run around the bases. And it was honestly more than that as it got more packed. It was probably like 7 times. Dude, I don't know. I'm not the accountant. I watched The Accountant 1 last night and then The Accountant 2 tonight. It was really good. I liked both. I loved both, I would say. Yeah, I hope there's an Accountant 3, actually. That's how much I loved it. I hope it becomes like a James Bond kind of a thing. That was dope. So anyways, but also then maybe they'll get worse after that and it won't be as special, you know. They're really good though. So yeah, then we were driving home, man, and I realized like my bank account's getting low, so I had to ask family for money again. So hate it so much. Hate it. 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 Hate it so much. But I realized this shaver that I bought like on May 11th or whatever last month apparently came with a subscription. Didn't see that. I didn't actively click, oh yeah, I'll subscribe. I just wanted to buy the one thing, like how you normally buy one thing and you don't have a subscription added to a one-time payment of an item, dude, not of a service or of a refill or anything. I didn't want any. Oh, man, so it took too many emails to go back and forth from that, but that got finally figured out. I was in a panic for that last night before I went to bed because like I have $7 left in my account. I don't know if there's any other thing that's going to be all of a sudden charged to my account for some other random subscription I forgot about. And I wake up this morning, I replied with another email, follow-up email. I was not, dude, I was not. Maybe I should save this for, I'm going to save this so I can have some perspective for next week. These next stories are too long and it cut into today anyways. So to be continued for next week. I hate to do a to be continued, but that's 59 minutes. But yeah. So anyway, thank you for watching, friends, and I'll catch you next week on next week's episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Also, DM me your videos of like funny things. They don't have to be your videos. You can just DM me funny memes or whatever if you want me to react to them or things like that. Leave a comment, really helps. Leave a like. Apparently leaving a like really helps, and apparently leaving a like just makes me feel good.
It's like a reward.
And apparently just even seeing that people watched it makes me feel good.
It's like a reward.
Apparently sharing your friends and telling your family about it and spreading the word that this exists really makes me feel good and acknowledged and seen.
It's like a reward.
So anyways, I'll catch you guys later. Thank you for watching.
Peace.